What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Jab Queen Boxing, and we are back. Today is Thursday, so you know what that means. It is Throwback Thursday, baby, boxing style. Better yet, Jab Queen boxing style. Now, before we get into this video, y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. Make sure y'all sub up to the channel if you have not already done so. And make sure you pull up on us tonight because we are live at 5:30 tonight, baby. Now, next up on our Throwback Thursday feature, we have none other than Ray Charles Leonard, aka Sugar Ray, baby. Sugar Ray boxed from 1977 to 1999, known for his speed, power, and charisma, fighting in an orthodox stance for a total of 40 fights, 36 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. 25 of those wins coming by way of knockout. I mean, this man fought in 5 different weight divisions and got titles in all of them. Okay. Welterweight, super welterweight, middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. And also won a gold medal in the light welterweight division at the 76 Montreal Olympics. Now, some of his more notable wins came up against some real heavy hitters like Wilfred Benitez, Roberto Duran, who he fought multiple times, Thomas Hearns, who he also fought multiple times, Marvin Hagler, guys like Terry Norris, Price, Floyd Mayweather Sr. But before we get into that, let's take it back, shall we? Now, you know how the story goes. All those belts, well, you got to collect them first. Then you got to defend them, right? So, let's take it back to his first pro fight in 1977. He went up against Louis the Bull Vega in a 6-rounder who he beat by unanimous decision. Got him some nice change for that fight, too, 40K. But him being new to the game, he didn't realize that he had to pay back 21K in loans to some investors. Now, lesson learned. After whooping Vega's head, he took on none other than Wilfred Benitez. Now, remember those belts I was talking about collecting and protecting? Well, he was fighting Benitez for the WBC welterweight title. Now, this was a 15-round squabble. Benitez wasn't no walk in the park. Benitez was bringing it to Ray, too, spamming those left hooks, baby. And for about 2 minutes straight, they were banging. Both of them connecting. Leonard's right versus Benitez's left. Leonard's left versus Benitez's right. Man, Leonard's trainer told him, go to that body and forget all that other mess. I mean, Leonard scored a knockdown in the 3rd round with the left jab. Uh, Benitez was cut over the forehead in the 6th after an accidental head clash. Both men had moments of success, but Leonard landed an uppercut, a left uppercut, take that sucker, that put Benitez down again in the 15th with only 6 seconds left in the fight. This led to a stoppage, resulted in Leonard winning. Final scores, I think, was 137 to 133, 137 to 130, 136 to 134, leaving Leonard with his very first world title. This fight was remembered, though, for the high-level boxing skills and as a tactical duel between the both of them. Now, after defeating Benitez and taking his WBC welterweight title, his next big fight was against Roberto Hands of Stone Duran in 1980. Now, remember I said they fought more than once, but this This is their first fight. They called this fight the Brawl in Montreal. Now, Leonard was defending his newly won WBC welterweight title, and Duran was the number one contender after unifying the lightweight titles he had. Now, during this fight, Leonard chose to stand and trade with Duran, abandoning his usual footwork, boxing skills. I mean, this played right into Duran's hand. Duran landed more punches overall and used a combination of boxing and aggression techniques to control the fight. In the end, Duran won by unanimous decision. Scorecards read 148 to 147, 145 to 144, and 146 to 144. This this marked Leonard's very first career loss after 25 straight wins and considered one of boxing's biggest upsets. Man, a few months later, he ran that shit back. Now, this fight was called No Mas. No Mas means no more. Now, for this fight, Leonard changed his strategy, right? He focused more on his speed and his movement, which frustrated the hell out of Duran. And in the eighth round, he stopped the fight, turning away from Leonard and started swinging his hands at the ref, saying no mas, declaring Leonard the winner by TKO just 2 minutes and 44 seconds into the eighth round, regaining his championship belt. Now, later, Duran tried to say, he had a stomach ache or caught a leg cramp or some old nonsense like that. Now, moving on, Hunty. Next up, we got Thomas the Hitman Hearns in 1981. Now, this was a unification fight of the WBC and the WBA welterweight titles. Hearns was a power puncher. He was punching and dominated the early rounds, while Leonard, he struggled to find his rhythm. But in the later rounds, Leonard, known for his boxing skills, started putting those combinations together. He hurt Hearns too. Dropped Hearns twice, I think in the 14th, and the ref stopped the fight, naming Leonard the winner by TKO. Ciao. Now, after that dog fight, he had to get in there again for his third and final rematch with Roberto Duran. Now, this fight was called Uno Mas. One more time. Listen, in 1989, Leonard went in there with Duran again. He controlled that fight, baby, with superior movement, counter punching. He dominated that fight, winning by a unanimous decision. 12 rounds, yes, he did. But obviously, he wasn't done. In 1991, he went on to fight Terry Norris. Now, Leonard was 11 years his senior at the time and inactive for over a year. He showed heart, but ultimately Norris's youth and power, it got the better of the situation. After that fight, Leonard said, that was it. After he lost, you know, he didn't want to do it anymore. But like most of these boxers, a few years later, I guess, it was an itch he could no longer ignore. He got back in that ring one more time in 1997 with Hector Camacho in a comeback attempt. Unfortunately, it ended in a TKO loss for Leonard. This marked the first time he had ever been stopped. And after that fight, he officially retired. So, before we get into what he's been doing since his boxing retirement, let's take a look at how amazing he was in that ring. I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? Y'all think I could take him? I am kidding. Ooh, that is a bad man, honey. But after an illustrious boxing career, as I stated before, he did go ahead and retire. Now, he's been actually doing broadcasting since 1978. So he's been doing broadcasting along with his boxing. The transition obviously was not a hard one. Um, he does motivational speaking. He does a lot of philanthropy work. He went to do some what is that? Some commentating along with some commentating for ABC, NBC, Fox, and ESPN, just all alphabets, child. After doing it for HBO. He appeared on Dancing with the Stars. He's been an advocate for diabetes research. He founded the Sugar Ray Leonard Foundation. He made a quick cameo, I think, in a movie called The Fighter. He published an autobiography, The Big Fight, My Life in and Out of the Ring, where he talked about, some of his personal struggles, and we can still see our legend calling fights on his own any given fight night. So he is definitely still active. And I just want to take this time to say thank you, Sugar Ray Leonard, for all that you have brought to boxing during your time in the ring and what you continue to do even outside of the ring. Because more important than inside the ring is who you are as a person. So hope you enjoyed this highlight. That concludes this week's Throwback Thursday.